NWA Power, AEW Dark, and Impact Wrestling. NWA Power is going to be first. So first we had Tim Storm come out doing an interview talking about how he doesn't like how Strictly Business does business. Magnus and his group, you know, they're heels, so of course he's not going to like it. He doesn't, he doesn't fight anybody or anything. He's just yelling at Tom Latimer for how he does what he does. And then Danny Deals comes out and says, if you don't want to, like, if you don't want to fight or if you don't want to team with me, then I'll book you in a match or whatever. So yeah, and he said if he needs him to get a NWA contract, or Danny Deals is looking to get an NWA contract, and so he says if you win, or Tim Storm basically says if he wins, then he'll give him 5 minutes in the ring with him. So, or no, Danny Deals says if Tim Storm wins, then he gets 5 minutes in the whatever. Danny Deals and Tim Storm, depending on the outcome of Tim Storm's match, Danny Deals might be in the ring with 4 or 5 minutes with Tim Storm. So there you go. Just just throw it out. Just throw it out there like that because I didn't really know where I was going. Uh, okay. So then we get Matt Cross talking about how he knows the history of NWA. He's proud to be here. All this stuff. Then we get a triple threat: Ziggy Dykes, Matt Cross, and Ricky Starks, who is the Ricky Starks. Of course, he's the TV champion, NWA TV champ. So, um, yeah, this was a non-title match, non-title triple threat. Ziggy Dice wins with the roll-up after. Well, he comes in and steals the pin after Matt Cross hits his finisher. So, yeah, Matt Cross is essentially, in my opinion, the best wrestler in that triple threat match. The triple threat was good though. Then we have My Valentine's Diary segment. Basically, she's talking about Royce Isaacs and how he got the win over uh, Rock and Roll Express. Well, one of the members of Rock and Roll Express. He didn't beat both of them by himself, obviously. And she's basically saying, "Oh yeah, my makeup routine." And she talked about how Camille, what isn't isn't really a scary monster because she doesn't. I guess she doesn't like Camille for whatever reason. So I don't know. That is what it is. Aaron Stevens, aka Damian Sandow, aka the intellectual savior of the masses, with the elbow of disdain. So he comes out, basically says he is a fighting champion, but he's only gonna fight people that are worthy of his time. So that's why he's not fighting Trevor Murdoch tonight. Trevor Murdoch recently called Vince McMahon a lazy a-hole. So there you go. Some Trevor Murdoch news for you. Trevor Murdoch beats the question mark. I don't really like the question mark. Well, I mean, I don't know. He's fine, I guess. But obviously, the more notable person in this team is Aaron Stevens because Damian Sandow, former Dodo. All this comes out. Nick Aldis, aka Magnus, aka former TNA World Champion. The whip. So he was world champion like 10 years ago, and he's still world champion 10 years later. So as much as things change, that's as much as they stay the same. So calls out Marty Scurll, says for him to not do this, for it's his last chance to back out of the deal. He read basically talking about how Marty Scurll was going to give him some money, and he did agree to it. So Magnus Nick Aldis will get that money, but Marty Scurll also wants to fight him. So I don't know if they're going to fight at any point in time. But the other members of Strictly Business came out and then Villain Enterprises came out. So we had PCO and Marty Scurll and Brody King all fighting. Villain Enterprises was fighting Strictly Business. So yeah. Uh, then we have Eddie Kingston come out and basically say how he wants to fight the Pope, but the Pope's like, "Well, you're not gonna fight me just by myself, obviously," because he's saying like, "Oh yeah, I got backup. I got the Dawsons, Jake and Zach, or something like that. I forget what their first names are. But either way, we had the Dawsons and the Bouncers like basically what they basically brawled, right? Yeah, they brawled. And then yeah, that was the end of that segment. So I don't know. I don't know if Eddie Kingston's ever gonna fight the Pope. Would I like to see that match? Sure, because I don't. From what I remember, the Pope doesn't have like a bunch of injuries stacked up. Like I think his body is kind of healthy, so he hasn't wrestled since 2011, 2013. He hasn't wrestled in a while. Like I don't remember what his last match was, but I remember seeing him in the ring. Obviously. Then we have Thunder Rosa versus Melina. Doesn't really turn into anything because Melina just walks away. So yeah, Thunder Rosa wins by a count out. And then a whole bunch of stuff happens. Allison Kay comes out, tries to attack Melina. Then Camille comes out and spears Allison Kay, even though she was Camille versus Allison Kay on the next episode of NWA Power. That makes the most sense to me anyway. Match was good. I like Marco Stunt. Jim Cornette hates Marco Stunt, but I do. I don't. I like Marco Stunt. So either way, we get Jimmy Havoc winning with the Acid Rainmaker. We get Mel and Dr. Luther coming out there looking at Jimmy Havoc like, oh, are they going to join him? Like, is this going to be their new thing? They're going to join him and they're going to be not the Nightmare Collective anymore because Jimmy Havoc is obviously going to come up with a good, a good name for them. Not that the Nightmare Collective was bad, but, Then we get to Dark Order versus SEMA and T-Hawk. The Dark Order win. Stu Grayson and Evil Uno are 7-2 overall, and their record in 2020 is 3-0. Hey, they're undefeated in 2020. That's great. It's crazy. What else did we get? I can't go back. Hold on. No, I gotta look at these dang results again. Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall had a tag match against Shawn Spears and the Librarian. The Librarian walks out. Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall win. Joey Janela and Kip Sabian had a Falls Count Anywhere match, which I believe Joey won that. Yeah, Joey won. Pretty sure that was all the matches on AEW Dark. There was only like 4, so yeah. I wasn't looking at the results, by the way. That was just going off memory because you could tell if I'm looking at my phone. I'm sure. Hell, by now you should be able to tell. Like I'm looking at my phone now, looking at the. So we have Impact Wrestling. Gut Check came back. If anybody remembers Gut Check, that was the training ground for the future Impact Wrestling stars. So it was something that they used to do back in the day. So we have matches as follows. First was RVD and Daga. This match was good. Lots of great spots, stuff like that. Daga wins by count out because RVD's too distracted by what Katie Forbes is doing. Katie Forbes is like sitting there checking her Twitter, checking all the people that are mentioning her and whatnot. Gets up on the apron. She's like, hey, Rob, you see what these people are talking about us on Twitter and all that stuff? And so she walks to the back, and Rob's like, where'd Katie go? And then so he walks to the back too, and I'm like, really, Rob? You couldn't focus on your match. You had to be too focused on your girlfriend. And that's not even like a, I don't know, that's not even like a heel thing. That's just like character wise, it's kind of stupid. It's like you should be focused on winning the match. No, that's what I think. So Joey Ryan comes up, walks up to them backstage, and he's group. And I was like, Or is the question on Twitter that they're asking is like, are Joey Ryan, RV, and Katie Forbes a potential supergroup? And I'm like, I don't know if Joey would just turn heel like that. And admittedly, why would RVD want somebody that's like essentially their gimmick is kind of perverted a little bit, perverted in nature, just a tad around. Like he's not gonna want that around his girlfriend, right? You would think, but stranger things have happened, so we'll see. So yeah, we have Jordynne Grace coming off the back of her successful title defense at Sacrifice against Havoc. She says she's going to do another open challenge tonight. Madison Rayne says, I'm going to find a suitable opponent for you. So we had Desi Hit Squad come out there. Rahit Raju versus Wentz, one of the Rascals, of course. Rahit Raju wins with the double foot stomp to the back. And then we had the classic shenanigans outside of the ring. Rascals are attacking not Gama Singh. Not Rahit. The other one. I forget. So Shira? Yeah, Shira. Sorry. So yeah, they're attacking Shira because Shira tries to get involved. So yeah, that stuff's going on the outside. Rahit Raju does a double foot stomp to the back and pins Wentz. So yeah, there you go. And the Rascals had a tag title shot at Sacrifice, and basically the commentators were sitting like, oh yeah, they were so close to winning, but then they lost. It's like, oh well, yeah, that's basically what happens. So we have Ace Austin saying how he wants another shot. Scott another shot, but your title's on the line. It's like because he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a world champion, and Scott D'Amore's like, no, skirt, nope, and the X Division title's online. So yeah, then we have OVE coming out there. Well, they didn't come out there; they were backstage. Sorry, they were talking about how they think the OVE needs a new leader, and Dave Chris thinks that he should be the leader. But then we look at Madman Fulton, and he's like, really? You? No, I should be the leader. So, yeah. Because Sami Callihan hasn't been there since after since the Impact taping after Hard to Kill. So, I don't know if he's just not there right now or what's going on. But either way, Jordynne Grace versus Miranda Alizé. Jordynne Grace wins, obviously. So this is building up for a Madison Rayne versus Jordynne Grace match at some point. I don't know when it'll happen, but that's what they're building to. Will the match be good when it happens? Yeah, sure. Wait. So what happens with Fall Blah? When does that match happen? Or is that the next week thing? Oh yeah, that is next week. Never mind. Well, yeah. So Falaba and TJ Fury are gonna fight the North next week, and then so that was backstage. We got that announcement. Next week, we're also getting Havoc versus Su Young in a no DQ match because she was like she's disappointed. Rosemary's Rosemary's disappointed in how unappreciative Havoc is or Havoc has been. So we'll get that match next week. Rosemary gleefully informs them that yes, they're having a match next week. No DQ. Eddie King's Michael Elgin versus Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards wins, which I kind of expected because they got to be tied 2-2 to go the fifth match. Best of 5 series is always go 5 matches. So I'm just putting that out there. So yeah, team. Jesus, Disco Inferno's back on TV. It's crazy. All right, I talked about gut check already. Ace Austin versus Tessa Blanchard for the X Division Championship. Tessa Blanchard wins via DQ because Taya Valkyrie comes out and attacks Tessa. So, yeah. This leads to, obviously, Taya versus Tessa for the World Championship. So the matches we're getting next week. Ace Romero versus Joey Ryan. TJP and Falaba versus the North. Havoc and Su Young in a no DQ match. Moose and Petey Williams. So, yeah. Those are our matches for next week. And I'll see you guys on Thursday when I talk about AEW and NXT. And, well, Thursday after Super Showdown, because I will throw Super Showdown in there as well. So, yes, see you guys on Thursday, probably 3 hours or so after this time, 2 hours maybe. Depends on when I think about doing it. Anyways, see you guys on Thursday. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Till then, guys, I'm out of here.